What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, AQUA Life Baby. You already know how it is. So, something I haven't done in a very, very long time. It's time for a locals report. Yes, I went to locals yesterday for the first time in God knows how long. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a minute, but yeah, finally went to locals. Borrowed one of my teammates' decks. Brought his Royal Paladin deck. It needs some milk though, but we'll get into that. So yeah, pretty locals. I think we had about 13, 14 players at the start, but it's pretty good for brand new locals. And this was like I guess our first official local tournament there. Pretty good, you know, pretty good, especially since we're trying to put some life back into the DMV community, you know, pretty good, really good actually. So I started off playing against Oracle Think Tank. I believe I think he was a newer player. He was playing more of a budget version, so to speak. Didn't have like Imperial Daughter. Don't know if he had a Materasu or not. Didn't see a Materasu, but I know he didn't have Imperial Daughter. So the match was not exactly difficult, especially since game one he was grade stuck at 2. But I don't think he went for a G assist actually. Despite being grade stuck at 2, but I think he was a newer player, but but didn't really know too much. But regardless, it was pretty good games. I won that one 2-0. Definitely somebody I think and I really think that these new breed of players, with the way standard is, they could definitely grow. So it's good to see a lot more of the community getting out to play as well. Round 2 went up against I played against Howard, my teammate Howard. He was playing Oracle Think Tank. We went 3 games. Problem is, so I'll get into it in a second, but we went 3 games. Game 3, he had 3 cards left in deck. He did the whole divination thing or scribe thing and put the card at the bottom of the deck. So I had to give him a 1 to pass. He didn't have any triggers left in the deck because he had 3 cards left in the deck. He didn't have any triggers. Didn't get a trigger, but because he used the deer, during the deer or whatever it is, I was literally 5k short of being able to win the fight because I had 3 grade 3s in my hand. I drove check. My last drive check was like a Soul Saver and a Alfred early. So yeah, it was not good. I was 5k short of being able to survive the turn. Needed to hit a heal trigger, but didn't hit the 1 left in my deck. So yeah, there was that. Then round 3 played against my boy Roosevelt, the one who lent me the deck. He was playing Nova Grapplers. I won that one 2-0. Literally my whole strategy against Nova Grapplers was basically like pressure with Blaster Blade, drop Blaster Blade, put some pressure on him. He would try, he would drop his hand, try to pressure back. I would try to block effectively, and then when I would go into my grade 3 turn or whatever it is, I would just push with, I would just push his rear guards. I would just attack his rear guards because, Novas aren't superior calling. They're not really drawing. They're not building up a hand. So, I was just going after his rear guards, cleared his board. Getting Blaster Blade off was pretty nice. Akane is amazing as well. just for building up a field. So was able to do that, knock out his rear guards, and this was a strategy for both games. Basically, knock out his rear guards, keep his hand low, and then while he was at 3 damage, or 4 if I got him to 4, but mostly around 3 damage, I would use Soul Saver's ability, pump up my whole field by 15k, and swing in on him. And I mean, even if he did perfect guard one of them, he was still going to take at least 2 points of damage. That would put him from 3 to 5, and by then he would have no cards in hand, and he would be at the point of where he would be top decking his cards. So that's more or less the reason why I decided to just pressure his rear guards, because again, sometimes Novas, and I think with Novas, the reason why they're kind of mediocre is because you have to play over aggressive in order to do things, because they can't play the long grind game. And so by being able to take out their rear guards using Blast Blade skill to blow up front row unit and whatnot, I just felt like I was able just to control the game from that point on. Even though his last turn he did have like 2 maximum riders and whatnot and pushed me, the one problem with Nova grapplers was that I hit a draw trigger on 5, and I nullified basically the rest of his attacks that turn, only needing to use a 5k shield for 1 attack. So yeah, there was that. And then round 4, that was round 3. Yeah, so the last round 4, played against my boy Danny, one of the old school people. He was playing OTT as well. I lost 0-2 to Danny, playing OTT. OTT is not fun. It triggered me. I'm going to definitely talk more about OTT because I'm going to start doing clan analysis. But I'm going to talk more about OTT. It's just... It frustrates me how just unreal it is. Like you're sitting there with Soul Saver, you're trying to push them, and it's like, well, I got 3 perfect guards here, I could block all 3 of your shots, or it's like I'll block 2 of them and I'll take 1 of them. You hit a crit, whichever one you put a crit on, unless you double crit me, I'm gonna block that, and I'm gonna take single damage on the other. So it was it's just Royals versus OTT right now. I feel as if it's just an uphill battle, and I'm trying to learn. I'm learning more about the matchup and how to play the matchup, because I'm just learning how to play decks. And obviously, right now I'm just waiting until Aqua Force comes out on August 31st. So I'm just borrowing people's decks, learning as much as I can about each and every deck. But I don't really. But Royals and OTT, that's just a really hard matchup in general. I mean, OTT, I would have to dub it as the best deck in the game right now out of the Scatter Q4. It's just really right now, to me, it's just a bit too strong. Watching other players suffer at the hands of it, even Kagro, who can duck under their their nulls and perfect guards, whatnot. They just have too much hand. They can survive waterfalls. They pressure with the pressure with consistently riding Imperial Daughter, multiple scribe abilities. Just OTT is really just, to me right now, one of the more fleshed out clans, and you really got to strategize, and you really got to play a bit differently against OTT, especially an OTT player that knows what they're doing with the deck. So yeah, it's just hard. So yeah, there's that. So and it ended the night 2-2. Yeah, just for my first locals back, not playing a familiar deck, a deck that needs milk. To me, needs milk. I knew going in, he needed milk with that deck, but because I'm not a fan of Alfred Early. I don't like the card that much. For me personally, 80% of the time, Alfred Early was dead because I didn't have a Blaster Blade in my hand or my soul, despite soul charging with multiple pawn goals and whatnot. Just you know, she just was not live, real heavily dependent on having a blaster blade available to you, whether you draw it in, rather than King of Knights Alfred, which gets you that guaranteed blaster blade. You know, if you run some sort of mix of Alfred early and King of Knights Alfred, where you're seeing both of them pretty consistently, then I can say possibly that could work, because, you know, you have King of Knights Alfred who can call blaster blade out from the deck and whatnot, but it's still just, I'm just not a fan of Alfred early, not at all. And Soul Saver Dragon's a pretty nice card. That's the only card I rode that day. That's the only card I saw. I kept seeing multiple copies of that card. I couldn't see any of my Alfreds until really late in the games. So there was that. But yeah, the deck, you know, we're working on. We're working on the deck. You know, I'm gonna be play testing a build of it on area. I'm gonna see if I can get some specific games against OTT, just to practice the matchup a little bit more. But yeah. All in all, Standard's fun. Love Standard. Not going back to Premium. I'm convinced. I'm just convinced Premium is just no. I really like Standard. Really like where the game is going with Standard. I can honestly say that even with that mini booster coming out, and we don't know if it's confirmed for English, Royal Paladins is a deck I can say that they could definitely use that mini booster. Kagero, maybe not as much, but Overlord is not a fantastic card anyways. So, you know, if they're going to use this idea of a mini booster here and there, just supporting cans, like maybe the next mini booster will be like Nova's. I don't think OTT needs any damn support, but, you know, if it's like Nova Grapplers and like, Spike Brothers or something like that, of that nature, just, you know, those little mini boosts that gives a tiny little boost, nothing, you know, revolutionary and whatnot, but just a tiny boost here and there, maybe just to help in certain areas, you know, until the next big wave of support comes out. I think is really pretty cool thing that they could be doing. But again, when we see the new mini booster cards and whatnot, you know, we're gonna, you know, we need just to see how powerful the cards we're getting are, and, you know, how much of the game they're going to be changing. Hopefully not too much, but, you know, we'll see. But that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and you already know what it is. AQUA Life, baby. The countdown to August 31st begins soon. All right, you already know what it is. AQUA Life. Peace.